Now we're going to go back to our video project and we're going to take out the text at the beginning and build an animated introduction. So if you could get back into your project, open up your software, get back into your project, and go ahead. Here is our project right now. We have some very simple text at the beginning. Let me go ahead and pause this. We have some simple text. There's no real animation, little fade in and stuff. What we're going to do is get out of this program and we're going to build a new video with some animated text and make it look a little bit jazzier, and then we're going to insert this at the beginning. So I'm going to go ahead and click out of there. We don't need this program at this moment. We're going to be using it in a little while, but what you'll need to do is go to your Windows button and go ahead and head up to All Apps, and then you want to scroll down until you hit Microsoft and all the Microsoft stuff, and we want to get into Microsoft Office. It should be installed on your computer at school here, and we want to find Microsoft PowerPoint wherever it's going to show up for you. Mine's actually on my taskbar at the beginning of my computer when it starts up, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab that. A little off the scene there. So make sure that you start up PowerPoint, find it in your All Apps or on your computer at some point, and we're going to go to a blank presentation. I know that these do slide presentations, but we can also save this as a movie file as well, and we can make a movie out of it real quick. So what I'm going to do, one of the things I want to do is add a background picture to this, and when you add in a background picture, sometimes it can be huge, and you want some large background pictures coming in. So I'm going to go ahead and come over here and go to Google and do abstract backgrounds. When you go to images for abstract backgrounds here, it goes ahead and just brings you any size and any type. You can see this one's only 500 by 312. Looks really good when it's small like that, but when you make it really large to do a background, it can be just blurred out. You can see all the pixels. So the best way to do that, if you really want a real crisp picture, is to find a very large picture file. So to do that, I'm going to go to Tools. I'm going to come over here to Size. There's all sorts of different things here. I'm going to go to Size, and I'm going to go to Large. Now the pictures that it's bringing up are large size. See, this one says 1920 by 1080. Same thing there. These are all very large size, and so this one is even over 2500. So this is some very large pictures. I'm going to go ahead and grab this one. When you go ahead and make your choice, I'll show you how some of the text can blur out, and it not really blur out, but it can just totally wash out. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this image, and I'm going to bring it over here. I'm going to right click, and I'm going to go ahead and paste. Now if I paste that, you notice that I only get part of the picture. In fact, let's go ahead and zoom out really quickly, and you can see that my picture is very large compared to my slide. So it's going to take me a while. I'm going to have to resize that and make it just the right size. That's not too bad if you zoom out, but in order to do that in one or so steps, what I'm going to do is click on my slide to my left, and I'm going to click on New Slide, and I'm going to bring in Title and Content. In fact, I don't need this slide anymore, so I'm going to right click and delete that slide. Now on the slide I just entered into, I'm going to click on the outside edge of the title. I'm going to press the delete button or backspace, and I'm going to get rid of that. And now when I click inside of this frame, it will automatically size the picture to this frame. So I went ahead, that's the same picture there, dropped it right in. I'm going to go ahead and make it fit the right thing. So there's a couple different ways that you can put these pictures in, but when you're doing a large size one, you might want to have that frame available that you can drop straight into. So at this point we need to bring in some text. So I'm going to come up here to Insert, I'm going to come over to Word Art, and I'm going to go ahead and pick one of these. And you might want to look at the background and your colors to see what's going to fade out or what's going to be apparently visible. And this is also going to get into why one of the things that PowerPoint does a lot better than Google Slides. So I went ahead and entered in my word art here, Blender Animations. I'm going to go ahead and just say 2016. Not exactly where I want it, so I'm going to go ahead, careful that you are just grabbing your text when you just want to move your text. So I'm going to move the text over here. I'm going to make it, let's just go ahead and highlight the text. And let's go ahead and go to, right click on it, and let's grab a nice big font size. Let's even go up to 88. And if you look at the text, you can see that some parts are very easy to see and some parts aren't. They kind of wash out in there, depending on the color that's behind them. Some people will leave that in there and leave it just that way, but we can do one better. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Format Shape, and that brings up a new menu off to the side. I don't want to fill, I don't want the shape options because that's this whole square. If I do anything with this, I will go ahead and affect the outside of the words in that box, but I want to affect the words themselves. So I'm going to select Text Options, and I'm going to outline my text. I'm going to make a solid outline. You can see just barely a line showed up there. I'm going to go ahead and make this width a bit larger. Let's go ahead and make it really large. You can see that it's changing the outside line to my text. Now you'll want to pick a good sized line that will kind of make more of a distinguishment between the color of your text and the background you have it on. I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to go ahead back into my text options, and I'm going to change, I'm going to change the shape. I'm going to not change the shape, I'm going to change the color of the outside. So let me go back into Format Shape. Shape Options, Text Options. Here we go, Text Outline. I'm going to change the color. If I have a contrasting color as an outline, I can see my text a whole lot better. I'm going to go ahead and grab a yellow and see how that looks. Now when we go ahead and we take a look at that, let's go ahead and make it big as a slide presentation. We can see that the yellow kind of really outlines the text nicely. We have a little bit of a blur out here, but yet I can also see the blue pretty decently against the yellow background. But it really makes the areas that we're blurring out here and off into the blue area, we can see those very well now. So let's go ahead and make that as a picture. If I just wanted to go ahead and leave that as a picture and put the whole picture into my video, I could save that as a picture. You just come over here to File, Save As, and when you get into your choices on what to save it as, down here you see a PowerPoint presentation and you drop that down. You've got tons of things that we can do, and here's a JPEG, here's a PNG, here's a TIFF. Those are all just picture files. We're actually going to make an MPEG-4 in just a moment because we're going to put some animation into that. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel my save at this time. I'm going to come back over here and we're going to click on our animation because we want to add in some animation here. I'm going to click on the animation menu at the top. We have all sorts of things that we can choose from. We can drop down. We can see that we have entrance, emphasis, and exit things. There's more that we can choose from down here. So this is kind of a small, quick one to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do like a wipe. Okay, there it kind of animated itself in. So that was my first animation. You see how it dropped in a number 1 there. And whenever I have the 1 checked or clicked on, I can adjust some of the settings over here. I'm going to add an animation because we got it in. Let's add an animation. Let's add an emphasis. I'm going to make it with pulse so it'll kind of pop out at you a little bit. but let's go ahead and click on that too. Normally in a presentation you will start things on a click. When you're in making the movie, let's just go ahead and start it after previous. That means number 1 will start, then number 2 will happen. And let's go ahead and fade this text out. So I'm going to add another animation, and I'm going to do an exit. I'm going to make it disappear. So we have 3 animations happening. I'm going to go ahead and click on this one. I'm going to tell it to do it after previous. Let's run our slideshow here just to make sure what's going to happen. Here's my picture. I go ahead and click once, and it comes in and out pretty quick though, isn't it? We need to go ahead and change the speed of that. So let's go back to number 1. Here's my animation pane. Here is all of the selections here. I'm going to duration ½ a second, and then I'm going to click on my second animation. I want it to delay for a little bit. So let's go ahead and make it delay for like a second. And then my exit animation, I'm going to make it delay for 1½ seconds here. So let's go ahead and test that out. Come down here, grab your slideshow, go ahead and click on that. Let's see if it's a little bit slower. So here's my animation. It paused for a little bit, and then it went ahead and disappeared. If you want to make it longer than that, you would just come back here and click on these. I'm actually going to have my last part where it just disappears. I'm going to extend that out to maybe be 2½ seconds. Maybe be just a little bit longer coming in. So once you have your animation set just so, there's lots of choices you can do up there. Find something that looks good to you. And I'm going to go ahead and save this as a different file. I'm going to go ahead, get to my desktop, save it under a video, and I'm going to entitle this Intro Text. And I'm going to click on PowerPoint Presentation. Right down here is MPEG-4 video. Select that, and you can see I've got another video there, and I'm going to click on Save. Now that is saved, I'm going to shrink this. Let's go ahead and shrink that, and let's go in here to my File Explorer, in here to Videos, and here's my intro text movie. Let's go ahead and open that up and see what we got. Okay, here's my intro, and I have about 5 seconds of video. So let's go ahead and take it out of there. Now that's just a pretty quick job. I'm sure you can do a better job, taking a little bit longer on it. I'm now back in the video editor. I'm going to click on my text, and in fact I'm going to delete that. I don't need it anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Delete. Now I want to add another object. I'm going to add a video. And I'm going to grab my intro text here. I'm going to click on Open. I want from cursor position or at scene beginning. So I'm going to go ahead and add that in. Click OK. So now here's my intro text. I'm going to make sure that my regular video is on the end of that. And because we had a little extra playroom at the end of my audio clip, we don't have to extend that at all. So right now let's go ahead and take a preview of this. Here's my video, here's my audio in the background, there's my animation, and then we jump right into the videos that we originally had. So everything else should be playing just fine, and that's what we're going to make this time. We took out the text, we added a video, and we built that video in our PowerPoint program. PowerPoint is really nice because we can do the outline around the words. Can't do that as well in Google Slides, so that's why I grabbed PowerPoint. So go ahead and experiment with that today. You will want to take your regular project, the regular video that you've sent me, wipe out the text, make a new text animation movie, put it in here from PowerPoint, put it in here at the beginning, and then export your video. Remember, I want the video, not the project. All right, have fun with it, and we've got one more thing we're going to do on the next lesson to make our video really nice. Actually, 2 more things, and I'll take a couple more lessons. All right, good luck in building.